Hey guys, I've run into a problem with NextAuth, and that is adding custom data that we want to force the user to provide to us to the modeling of NextAuth. So NextAuth provides us with, the user model, the session model, count model, and so on in Prisma. And I wanted to add a username to the user model. And then when the person signs in for the first time, we check. This is one of the ideas I had. We check if it has a username set. If not, then redirect them to this page to force them to set a username. But the problem is these caveats. So it only supports JWT. And I have used JWT in the past, and I feel like it's useful. It can be powerful, but it has intricacies that you have to be aware of. And trying to invalidate old data, and it just becomes complex. So I kind of want to avoid it and just use the database if I can, and that's not possible. So the next idea I had was, instead of tying users to posts, we tie profiles to posts. And this sounds like a small change, but what it does is it allows us to basically not worry about if the user model has a username set, and basically say, hey, the user, when they log in, we can just have a prompt on the UI that says create a new profile. And then also it allows us to have the user to set multiple profiles. Like in Twitter, you can add multiple accounts, but with this, you could have multiple profiles. And these profiles can even be shared among users. So let's say you create a profile and you and your friend have a shared company, let's say. So you could share this profile among two users that have then access to it without having to share a password. And so I kind of like this idea. This is the direction that I'm going with it. And I have somewhat gotten started with it. This is not up to the usual standard of Jibber, but it is the initial phase of it. So subscribe to stay tuned for when this gets prettified and made all beautiful. But for now, you enter a username. You can go ahead and create it. If you enter, non-valid stuff, it'll alert you. This probably needs to be prettied up too. Stay tuned for that. And so this, I think, it sucks that I kind of have to introduce more complexity in the beginning, but I guess it's necessary. But this is one of the drawbacks you have to consider when using NextAuth. Like, you're constrained by their development. But then again, they provide you with many things, many providers, you might say. So I suppose it might be worth it in the end. But it was a day where I chased many leads that didn't really go anywhere, because I was like, how do I jam the username into the user model, and it just wasn't working. So decided this way with profiles is what I've settled on so far. So stay tuned for more UI and React and Next.js and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just running now. Goodbye.